nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars.
Oh, those kinks, Troy.
You know, at the current time, kink update, they're gone, but I feel like they're reapproaching.
All right.
Oh, no kinks.
Getting a lot of bad sleep.
Well, welcome to Star Warantine, our Star Wars / update on Troy's kinky neck edition.
It's mostly about kinky necks with Star Wars themed.
For all those people that are both want to be updated on what Hot Take Havens thinks about Star Wars and whether or not Troy has a kinky neck, this is the show for you.
You've hit the right place. We, of course, are deep in Star Wars at this point. How many have we done? 8?
37.
7. Lucky number 7.
37.
37?
Yes, 37.
Let's make it an even 40.
Well, let's jump in the show.
All right. It's all right.
Hold on, look out, Fonzie.
We are doing Empire Strikes Back today. Just like to put this question out there every time, Cole. This is the first time you've seen this movie.
First viewing ever.
Now, going into this, did you know anything from this movie previous? This one's a famous movie.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Wow.
Not one thing.
Nothing at all. But my first note is pretty excited.
Wow.
Pretty excited. Because when
All
I
right.
started this movie...
Before you even started the movie, that's what you wrote.
Yep. Before I even started... When I hit play on Disney Plus...
Immediately wrote pretty excited.
I did. I made sure I had my orange trusty pen next to me.
Wow.
I was sitting back in my recliner. I might have had Doritos and French onion dip next to me because I'm getting real fat in this quarantine time. And I wrote pretty excited really fast because, my God, guys, I tell you, you guys are making me Star Wars fans.
Oh my
God.
lordy. I didn't know this was
Look
going to
out.
be a side effect to this.
Yep.
Didn't
Yep.
expect
Wow.
it.
It is. It is.
We'll have to bring on Hot Take Havens for all of our Star Wars reviews coming up then.
Yes. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Aren't we doing that right now?
Isn't that the whole
Well,
point
no,
of
like,
Star
yeah,
Warranty?
that's true. Because Reed Skeets has said that she's, like, her and her kid are going back and listening to our Star Wars reviews that we've already done.
Oh, good. So, in retrospect, are they watching the movies as well?
Yeah, because
Great.
she said
Great.
they just went back and listened to our Rise of Skywalker review, and she said she did not appreciate the fact that when I talked about whether or not Rise of Skywalker made a rise in our pants while she was listening to it in front of her 10-year-old kid.
Very good. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
We don't want to spoil it for the boy over here.
No spoilers for the boy over here.
Please, sir, can you tell me more spoilers?
Before we get into what happened in Empire, let's give you some just facts right here. This
Facts.
came out May 21st, 1980.
1980.
That's right. Had a budget of $18 million, which actually surprised me on how low it really was. In 18 million for like a size of, like a scope of this sort of movie?
Yeah.
Do you have other facts of other movies made in 1980, though, for the budget of those to compare against?
Not in front of me.
To me, that seems like a lot of money.
I mean,
don't know.
18 million, of course, is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
I don't
like,
have $18 million.
if this movie was made today,
Sorry, I'm 7 beers deep already.
It was-
I don't have $18 million, sir.
if this movie was made today, this would be 200 million easy.
Oh, easily.
In fact, we could
Given the movies that are about this made today,
easily 200 million.
easily 200 million.
Easily.
Easily. Should I look up where's my phone?
Yeah, give us the converter.
What was the highest budget for a movie in 1980?
Ooh.
Okay.
I
okay.
also want to know. I will look this up because we are podcasting. You can take our time here. I want to look up the converter. $18 million in 1980 and how much it's worth now.
Oh.
All right. All right. Let's see what we got. Well, I guess. Okay. Why can't I see
Well,
this?
I got my. Even though I pulled my phone out like 30 seconds after you. So adjusted for inflation,
Yeah.
$1 million in 1980 is equal to $3.3 million in 2020.
So what's 18 times 3?
We're talking about $55 million in 2020.
Still
That's pretty low.
That's still pretty low,
Yeah.
given the
Okay,
big
so this
things that come out
speaks
nowadays.
speaks to your comment there, Troy.
It's definitely a lower budget than Justice League.
For sure, which was almost $500 million to make.
That's because it was a DC movie, and DC movies suck.
Oh
So-
my God, Cole! That's our highest listening. You cannot insult them.
That's why you call me Hot Take.
Hot
Oh.
take.
You got a problem with it? See me on Twitter. At Coach Havens.
All right, let me see. What do we got going on here?
Bring it on.
Cut it.
I'm not
out.
finding. I'm only finding like highest grosses. I'm not finding like highest box or like
budgets.
budgets.
Okay.
Okay, it's hard to find, but I'm going to say right now, in 1980, Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back was the biggest release of that year. The next movie, 9 to 5.
What?
I'm
Hold
not
on.
even joking.
When I take over for a month, we're watching 9 to 5.
Let me give you the top 10.
Love Guru, Killer Clowns of Outer Space, and 9 to 5.
Get ready.
What the fuck?
Let me give you the top 10 of what came out in 1980. Empire Strikes Back, 9 to 5, Stir Crazy. I don't even know what that movie is. Number 3 movie in 1980.
Is that the one where Gene Wilder and
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Yes, I just looked it up. Number 4, Kramer versus Kramer. Number 5, Any Which Way You Can. 6, Private Benjamin. 7, Coal Miner's Daughter. 8, Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Oh.
9, The Blues Brothers. 10, Ordinary People. And then, the next 5? I'm going to go top 15 here.
Whoa.
Number 11 is Popeye with Robin
Whoa,
Williams.
my God.
Whoa.
Number 12, The Shining. 13,
Wow.
Cheech and Chong's next movie. 14, Caddyshack. 15, Friday the 13th.
I know more about 11 through 15 than I do.
so
2
do
through
I.
10.
1980 was fucked.
Yes.
The original Caddyshack?
As opposed to its sequel? Was there a sequel to
There's
Caddyshack?
a yes! Sequel to Get Out! You know
What?
what?
You don't remember Ow My Ass?
No,
When he
I
goes
don't
down the
remember
slide?
Ow My Ass. Is there a Caddyshack
That would be
2?
a joke. Yeah, Caddyshack 2.
I'll take my role as host of this podcast now, thank you.
Did I lose?
Dude, that one
Host
time, I remember
status?
specifically, there was one time where you spent the night at my house when we were kids, and we watched Caddyshack 2 on Comedy Central, and we lost our shit because there's a guy that goes down a water slide where a guy turns off the water, and there's a bunch of smoke, and then he gets to the bottom and he yells, "Oh, my ass!"
I have blocked this from my memory entirely. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's like, fucking what's his name turns it into a mini golf course.
Oh my lordy.
I can't believe you didn't know there was a sequel to Caddyshack.
I feel ashamed.
As you should.
Well,
Well,
Eric, go fuck yourself for doing Caddyshack 2 next week.
with that being said, budget of $18 million. Domestically, this made $209.3. Worldwide, $400 million.
Christ.
It's good for itself. I mean, I already said number 1 movie of the year.
Yeah.
Pretty good for itself. Rotten Tomatoes, 94%.
Jesus.
IMDb, 8.7 out of 10. Metacritic, 82%. And
Jesus.
Keeping It Real gives it 4 stars. And I believe that's out of 5.
Yeah. I would say so. 'Cause
Not
this
a
is-
perfect movie.
Not quite perfect.
Okay.
Not
Well, it's
quite.
very heavily lauded amongst a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
especially Star Wars fans.
That's right. As the best one.
the best one.
We'll see about that.
We
Uh-oh,
will see,
Look
won't
out.
we?
Hot take.
So, hot take.
Sitting on a hot take over here. it looks
HTC.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, wait, I guess it would be
Hot take Cole.
HTH. What am I?
like. Oh,
even
hot
saying?
take Cole over here.
What went on during Empire Strikes Back?
Well, let me give you my synopsis, as usual. So, with the Death Star destroyed, a group of freedom fighters.
Are you just did you write down the entire fucking scroll?
I need to write this down to remind myself what I'm watching.
God damn
That's
it!
fine.
Okay.
Let's
Go-
let it
go
happen.
for it.
Led
Go.
by Luke, has set up camp on the ice planet of Hoth.
Uh-huh.
So, when we see our freedom fighters on Hoth, they're riding weird emus around, and and there's abominable snowmen, and Darth Vader is coming after them. He's sending out these weird little things to try to like spy on them. And yeah, it goes from there, and it turns into a pretty good movie. I've got more, but that's the gist of it.
All right.
That's the
That's
gist
the
of
jumping off point.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, this does start off the rebel forces kind of chilling out on Hoth, pardon the
Chilling.
pun,
My goodness. Look out.
riding their tauntauns.
Emus.
All right.
I thought they smelled bad.
I just stroked out. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, right off the top,
Yeah.
this watch of the movie wasn't my favorite one.
Okay.
I'll give, obviously, my grade at the very end, but I felt after the hype of A New Hope, I just got off of,
Okay.
and this being the classically known the best one,
Yeah.
I felt maybe I was a little underwhelmed, but I would say I thought it took a little bit of time in the beginning getting to where it needed to go to really kick into the plot of like moving forward towards the end.
Okay.
Like the whole Hoth sequence, I felt like it's fun, but what does it really do besides get Darth Vader on like their tail? Like it's a fun little adventure,
Sure.
which I like because it is world building.
Yeah.
But that was my thought going through. I was watching a little more analytically as I could with kids in the house
Same.
than normal. But that's just like my 2 cents right off the top, right there.
Okay.
What are you thinking there, JT?
What am I thinking? So this time around watching it, little hot take myself,
Ooh.
I was not a fan watching it this time around.
Ooh,
Wait, not a fan?
Yeah. For being one of the biggest Star Wars fans, I don't believe the hype that this is one of the best Star Wars movies ever.
Okay, all right.
Especially coming
am
off of
sitting up a little taller in my seat. Okay,
This might be the hottest one yet.
especially coming off of the original Star Wars. And I think just based off of what I appreciate about Star Wars in general, I think they break up a lot of the elements that I like the most about Star Wars in this. Mm-hmm. Even down to where they split up R2-D2 and C-3PO for the greater part of this movie. Mm-hmm. And I think their best strength of those two is the fact that they're together
yes,
for the most part.
Play
I
off
was
each other.
missing that in this movie.
Yeah. They I don't think they really like their strengths are that they interact with each other. And because they're separate, I really felt that I was not really digging what they were doing. Mm-hmm. I think I was digging C-3PO more because Han Solo was getting so fucking frustrated with him.
Yes.
But beyond that, R2-D2 does jack shit in this.
Yep. Doesn't do
He
much.
spits mud. That's about all he does in this.
Right. He has like a bit of a quarrel with Yoda.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's not
And
even
then-
that much.
And then even beyond that, like the whole the trio of Luke, Leia, and Han that I liked so much in the original Star Wars, the fact that it gets broken up here, it felt like Luke was kind of forced into this whole Jedi training that like was interesting in certain points and boring in others, and then Han and Leia's relationship, watching it this time around, felt really, really forced to where it was borderline rapey at points.
Yeah.
where I was like, I liked it more when it just felt like you were three people that stumbled onto each other on this mission, and then I don't know, it felt like this time around watching Empire, it felt very sequelitis-y, where it felt like this movie had agendas that it wanted to get across to people, and it beat it home so bad at certain points where I felt myself saying, I get it. I get that you want Han and Leia to fucking get together.
Yeah.
I get that Darth Vader's this big, irresistible force. I get that Luke Skywalker's going to be a Jedi. And every single scene was just beating all those points across where it didn't feel natural.
I kind of disagree with you a little bit. I do agree with you that, like, because they split the group up into, like, just to change it up a little bit so it wasn't so samey, was maybe a tad of a hindrance. I liked their hook spa, if I could say that, and, like, wanting to do that to get different dynamics up there. Like,
I get that.
having, like, a fun Chewbacca C-3PO little bromance there where he's carrying him around on his back was kind of fun.
Yeah, I like that.
I did miss the C-3PO R2-D2 grouping together, though.
Yeah.
I don't feel the sequelitis so much as what you say, because I just know for a fact that these people weren't signed on for a trilogy. They were signed on for films one at a time as they came out. And at the end of this, like, it's kind of like, I guess it's apparent that I have so much, like, back history on Star Wars that I know, like, they didn't know Han Solo was maybe gonna not show up in the next one. Like, they didn't know if Harrison Ford was gonna sign up for Return of the Jedi or not. So they maybe, quote, killed him in Carbonite by keeping an option open to have him be alive.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing ends in a happy end or a sad ending. Like, everybody kind of loses in this.
No, but
which is a strength.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like a fun little dip that really, at the end of the day, like, did they think they're going to get a third one? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But, like, they didn't know that where their trajectory was yet. Whereas, like, the new ones, they knew they were going to do a trilogy. Yeah. They had all the opportunities in the world to set out 1, 2, and 3, or 7, 8, and 9, or whatever it was. Yeah. And they kind of went the same route as this original trilogy, where it has a dip, a bit. But then they went all cattywampus in it, and we'll get to it down the line.
We'll get to that,
and we'll see if it even registers with me any different. But I did feel a bit like it was trying to do something different, which is good, but at the same time, I was like, I kind of miss what I missed in A New Hope.
Yeah.
A little bit. Anyway, Cole, New Eyes.
I as much as I missed the C-3PO R2-D2 connection, I loved seeing so much of Chewbacca in this.
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty big.
He's big.
He was so emotional in this movie. Like, you got to see every emotion that you could out of Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And
when they close the blast doors when Han and Luke are missing, I like that whole scene where the only thing you hear is him wailing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw the C-3PO Chewbacca connection as much as you guys were talking about.
Just the fact that he's wearing him on his back.
Well, okay. True. I have that the CGI in this is awful.
Yeah,
that's again special edition.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I did watch if you go on Disney Plus, they have the extras.
Oh, do they?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess I never really even bothered to look it out.
Okay. It is cool. I did it for episode 4. I went in and saw the extras from the cantina scene because I just love that cantina scene. But for this one, the only one I watched was and they have a name for him. I call him the Abominable Snowman, but there's a name for him. You guys know what it is? It's like
I don't remember.
Not off the top of my head.
There's a name for that creature.
Yeah,
but they added all that shit for the special editions.
Yeah, they have in there in the extras though.
Yeah.
The original scene of like more like when Darth Vader's coming into Hoth. Mm-hmm. They have more of that abominable snowman breaking into.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Go on Disney Plus and check it out.
I'm going to now.
And it says in the description that it never made it in there because they were not happy with how it looked.
Darth Vader just fucks up this abominable snowman?
No, they have the abominable snowman going after Han and Princess Leia and C-3PO, as well as Darth Vader making his way into.
What the
Yeah.
Whoa.
fuck?
Check it out. It's pretty interesting, and it looks fucking awful.
All with one arm?
Like I can see why they did not include
Well,
this
no,
in the movie.
in the original cut of Empire Strikes Back, you never see the abominable snowman.
Oh,
Only
really?
in like quick flashes.
Yeah, in quick flat, you see his face. Like what you like the scene where like you see his face with his paws up. That's all you see. Other than that, like you hear him, and then you see like scenes of there's like these like far out scenes of like in a cave where you see like smoke billowing out of like what looks like this big black hole, and you hear him, but you never see him until like he cuts his arm off, and then you see the arm fall, but you never actually see the abominable snowman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
the footage that they added in that for that whole cave scene isn't reshoots, is it? It's like the original footage?
No, it's reshoots. They put
Is
a
it?
guy. They put a guy in a costume.
Oh, okay. Because I couldn't remember if that was like they originally shot that when I was watching this today. Because I was like, that looks great. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't they have that in the movie?
No,
I
they
guess.
they reshot it because I don't know. It was something where like George Lucas was pissed they couldn't actually show the snowman. They could only like afford like the mask and the fucking hands. That's why
okay.
That's why it's such a close up shot where he's like going like this,
Uh-huh.
like his hands in front of his face. So yeah, but they couldn't afford the entire suit. So when they did the special editions, they bought a whole fucking suit where he's eating something.
That Tauntaun, most likely.
Yeah.
Or the emu.
The emu.
Emu.
Now in the Family Guy version, the snow monster is the Cookie Monster. And it's fantastic. It's outstanding.
God damn it.
I have in this movie, this is kind of going a little bit off. Was this the first movie, maybe you guys don't know, to use good guy and bad guy music? Because I love that. Like
Yeah.
every time, I'm just trying to think like it's so old, it's almost 47 years old now.
Yeah.
Every time that you know when Darth Vader's coming on or when the bad guys are coming because
Right.
you hear the
that
music.
Imperial March. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know when it's Luke or the good guys because you hear
Yeah.
the good guy music.
Yeah.
And it just struck a chord with me. I was like, I wonder if this is the first movie that used good guy, bad guy music.
Right. No, John Williams did that for the first one. Everybody had their own, like, theme when they came on. But it just works so seamlessly with the
Yeah.
footage. Like, you don't even realize, like... Half the time you don't even realize the music is kind of really going. And that's, like, what makes a great soundtrack
Yeah.
is because it just is an ambiance of the scene.
Yeah. You don't even realize, you don't even like recognize the music, but you have a feeling watching a scene where you're like, you know what's about to happen.
Right.
And it's just based on the music where it's like, oh fuck, there's music playing. That's why I feel this way.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
I did get bored
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Yeah.
When the large dinosaur camel things are coming through.
The AT-ATs or
Yeah.
the ATSTs?
No, they're the AT-ATs.
Okay.
They call them Imperial Walkers in this.
There you go. That's what I
And
remember.
then in the, I remember I think in Rogue One, someone calls them AT-ATs, which always drives me fucking crazy. Because I think AT-AT sounds like the stupidest fucking thing. I either prefer AT-AT or Imperial Walker.
Yeah.
If someone says AT-AT, I get it just makes my skin crawl. I hate the sound of it.
You know
Yeah.
what makes my skin crawl and I hate the sound of it? Rogue One.
Oh.
Another fucking awful movie.
So, okay, because we just recently watched Rogue One and they also have Imperial Walkers in these, or AT-ATs,
Fuck you.
It's getting hot over here.
they seemed way easier to kill in that movie than in this one, because they seem almost impenetrable, besides being tripped up.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah.
But in that one, they shoot like a rocket launcher at them and something else and they like go down.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. I do like him in Rogue One because, like, in this movie, they don't necessarily show, like, the scope of him because they use miniatures.
Yeah.
But in Rogue One, it shows it almost from, like, a worm's eye view of, like, how towering they are.
And it was cool in Rogue One because it's like everyone knows that they're an empire, and then in Rogue One they're on a beach. So it's like you see them in two different like climates.
Yep. You gotta love climates.
Gotta love
Climate
climates.
change.
Seems like a pretty serious flaw to just be able to put out harpoons and trip these things.
Yeah,
up.
of course. I mean,
Oh,
it's a terrible design for something, right?
But it's hard to get those harpoons out.
Obviously.
Yeah.
How many guys did they lose on this?
No shit.
They lost nearly everyone.
My God.
No shit.
But no.
R.I.P. Luke's co-pilot.
Yeah, right.
Oh my! I know.
I was so bored during this scene, though. I just felt like it went on forever.
See, that's what I was. This whole Hoth scene, I was looking forward to it because I remember loving it because I'm like, it's a snow planet. It's where you see the walkers, which are really cool. You get the snow speeder scene. You get like the abominable snowman. You get all that shit. Yeah. And then it did seem to go on longer than I remember.
It did.
Like the whole thing, I think was added with the snowman because, well, I don't know if this is completely true, but between the episode 4 and 5, Mark Hamill got in a car accident.
Yes, yeah.
And, like, got scarring on his face.
Yeah, you're right.
Really?
And so they had to have, like, a reason for him in the movie to have scarring on his face. So I think they added the snowman scene in there to, like, have it be canon that he had scarring on his face.
Well, and that's why he became
God.
that's why he became mostly a voice actor after this, was because he was kind of ashamed of his face.
Which really doesn't...
And it's
I don't
not,
see anything.
Yeah, it's not that. Like, I mean, it's just maybe it's just his own prerogative or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, he just kind of had like this like self-awareness where like he didn't really want people to see the scarring on his face.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then he
it
became a
is.
voice actor, and now he's like probably one of the best Jokers ever.
He's like one of the most prolific voice actors there is out there.
Yeah.
He does a ton of stuff that isn't the Joker that you wouldn't even realize. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
So that scene was just added. So that probably padded the beginning a little bit more than it needed to be.
Yeah.
But even like what you said, they had to, like, the abominable snowman just running through the caverns of Hoth, like chasing down everybody else too. Like, I'm like, ugh. I don't know what they were playing for that whole beginning then.
Was this the first time, if you're watching it 4, 5, 6 is the first movies, the first time we see the Force? When he gets the lightsaber up out of the snowbank?
Do they show that in 4?
I don't know. I don't
Watching
think they
them
do.
1 through 5 now, I'm so, like, thrown off.
That's a really good point, because I don't really think they actually show like someone like making something float because of the Force.
I don't remember that in episode 4.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I think that's goddamn Cole.
Hey! Hot Take Havens actually comes up with some decent shit sometimes.
That's a fucking good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they almost kind of insinuate like the Force in the 4th one was just, it's like a feeling that you get like to kind of like
almost precognition.
like
almost.
a premonition. And then in this they kind of establish it as like, now you can make shit float.
Yeah, that's what it just struck me as like, hey, if I'm watching this 4, 5, 6 as the first ones, that's the first time I'm seeing that. And then also later in the movie when Yoda is bringing the ship up out, like, that's like this big, enormous, oh my god, look what he's doing.
Yep.
But to me, I'm like, what the fuck? I've seen it in 1 through 3 already. It doesn't matter to me. So for me, watching it now in canon is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
That's nothing to me. Like,
Yep. Oh yeah, that
it
makes
means,
sense.
like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Wow. This looks absolutely shitty.
Yeah. I do like the way they explain the Force way more in these earlier movies.
Yeah.
Like, where it's just like this Force that is enveloping the entire universe. It's in everything, whatever. You need to become one with it to become one with the Force or whatever.
And there's just people that are more sensitive to it that can kind of manipulate it.
Whether, like, they tried to make it more scientific in the first 3, which I hate.
Yeah.
Like, I love it to be ambiguous.
Yeah, like they try and establish midichlorians and like how much of it is in your DNA and all this bullshit. Like, who cares?
Right. Yeah. I also like in this too, where they are attempting to teach Luke the Force, but they neg him almost the entire time. Like, oh, he's too old. He can't do it. Like, even when he's like kind of catching on, it's like, you're not in the right mindset. Like, you're not great at this.
Yeah.
And I like that because they kind of give up on that in the later movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I want to talk about them right now, but we'll get to it later. They do it better here, in my opinion, in these.
Yeah,
where
my major problem with the later movies is what I think this series of movies does well. Mm-hmm. And like I said, like with my complaints with this, I think it still has a strong beginning and a strong ending.
Mm-hmm. I believe it has a very strong ending.
Yeah, very strong ending. But it's just in the middle in there, I feel like I don't know, it felt like in the middle they're treading water for the most part.
I don't feel like they're treading water. I like where Luke is kind of on his own journey, like learning something here. Because, you get the inclusion of Yoda.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Disagree.
You kind of get... Oh, okay.
Whoa.
All right. Let me finish my thought and we'll jump over to you.
Hot take.
And then we're also...
throwing a fireball in your face.
And the other side, we're going to Cloud City and meeting Lando for the first time. Like
not right away, though.
Not right away, but the inclusion of like a new character, and they're doing something separate over here.
Yeah.
And that's like almost like a whole double cross you don't even really see coming, which is fun.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
Anyway, I want to know more about this hot take that just resurfaced on the table.
Okay, so again, this
hot
goes
take,
back...
pretty much saying fuck Yoda right now.
Yeah, seriously. I'm going to go back to watching this now, how they're wanting us to watch it. As 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
I enjoyed Yoda, even though I think in like episode 3 I might have said I got sick of how much Yoda talked.
Yes.
And I did.
Yeah.
And he talks a lot in this one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt like the Yoda in episode 5 that we meet is like this senile, weird, creepy, old, weird thing.
Yes.
That is rummaging through food and supplies.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to think he's this almighty great Jedi. Like, I hated Yoda in this movie.
But here's my thing. I liked that Yoda was so senile in this.
I get that. I do.
Yeah.
But I liked Yoda on my screen in episodes 1, 2, and 3. In this episode, I couldn't wait for him to leave the Dagobah system. Like, I hated everything about the Yoda scenes.
The fact that you can even recall Dagobah system means you're nerding out about Star Wars, and I love
Hold on. Only because of the Family Guy, because it's the old creep man that says, Luke, you must go to the Dagobah system and pull down your pants.
Oh, no.
That's why I remember Dagobah system.
Okay, I feel, this is my opinion here, being that this is like the first appearance of Yoda ever.
Yeah.
And he's like this old senile guy living out in like the backwoods of the galaxy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of shit the bed in episodes 1, 2, and 3, making him so formidable and then not seeing him until now, where it's kind of like a leap in logic on like how he gets to that point in a short amount of time comparative to his age.
Yeah, true, to his age.
He's 800 years old or something like that. And in 30 years, less than that, 20 years,
but not like
he becomes crazy person.
Go ahead.
Like
dementia kicked in real fast.
Maybe so. Like maybe he's at the end of his life and he's becoming like a crazy person, right? But I feel like it is a bit of a leap that he is having all these weird senior issues. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I know what's coming up later.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, he seems so formidable in 3 to be flipping around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's doing parkour.
And in 20 years' time, because Luke is what, 20 something in this?
Yeah, maybe.
Not much time has gone by.
Because he talks about he wants to go to, like, doesn't he even talk about wanting to go to school or something at some point, or go to some kind of university?
Oh, I don't remember. But I know from like he's like 18 in New Hope.
Sure.
And
maybe a couple years went by since then. I don't know.
maybe 5 years. It's not really.
Because they even hint at like that. There's been some things that have happened since then. Like I know Han brings up that they did some kind of mission before this.
Yeah, but that's a strength I like of these three. It's like there's time jumps.
Yeah, time
and, like,
goes by again. We'll get into the fucking other trilogy later. But yeah, I that's the one thing I like about this is that they do hint that time has gone by in between the movies.
Yeah.
So that they can do things that maybe are a leap in logic, but they can explain them away with being like, well, I mean, that happened like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I mean, even to the point where, like, so they've destroyed the Death Star. Really, the rebellion can say, like, we kind of got the Imperial Army, like, a bit on the run a little bit. We destroyed their big super weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still, like, an overbearing force, but
Yeah.
we really kicked him in this while they were down a little bit. So we got that. So even, like, Han Solo saying, like, well, I'm going to take off. And they're like, yeah, go ahead. You've earned it or whatever.
Yeah.
Rather than be like, I don't think so, motherfucker. We got a lot of shit going on right now. You're staying here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they're kind of like, okay, yeah, we're okay here on Hoth. There's no AT-ATs down here or anything like that.
Yeah.
Knock knock. I mean, they're fucking at their door. But like that's just like one little thing. Like it could have been like 5 years have gone by.
But yeah. Like to go back to Yoda.
Yeah.
As we were talking about before, I almost kind of appreciate watching from the prequels onto this, almost kind of how sad it is that Yoda gets so senile in this.
Yeah.
Just based on like even like having grandparents that have gone through like dementia, where like it hits so fast.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sure, Yoda's 800 years old, but who's to say that like his species doesn't like hit dementia like in the last 2 or 3 years of their lives?
Yeah.
And
But like it's not even really that, because he seems very cognizant when he wants to be.
Yeah, but even with people with dementia, they have moments of fluidity, and it's like I love in the sense that it's so sad that it's like watching him fight with R2-D2 yelling mine
Over a flashlight.
Over a flashlight, where it's like, God, you were so good at one point. You were like so many people respected you, and now you're fighting with a droid over a flashlight.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about it. And it's
But then again, like not to interrupt you or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he probably lived in seclusion for those 20 years.
Yeah.
So like 20 years is a long time for anything, even if you're 800 years old, just to live by yourself in this swamp, like fucking Shrek or some shit.
Yeah.
You mean the Dagobah system?
To like absolutely go insane.
Yeah.
So like that could be anybody.
True.
He lived Luke's entire life alone in a stump.
Yeah. True. But we're also still talking about a being that's 800 years old.
I know.
Who's to know what he did for those whole 800 years?
Trained Jedi.
Trained Jedi.
Of course.
But the fact that like he's reaching the end of his life and like he's this senile, and like having watched the prequels, seeing how smart and how on top of everything that he is, I almost kind of like that, where it's like he's such a last resort that it's like even like Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, God, well, I'll send you to Yoda. He's the only one left. He's fucking crazy as shit, but he's the only one I know that's still alive that could possibly train you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the idea of that, considering all the prequels and shit.
Yeah, okay. That's a good spin on it.
Okay, you kind of turned me around a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like, you're gonna put up with this whole thing where he's obsessed with flashlights. I don't know what that is. But just stick with him. You're gonna get something out of it.
Yeah. They don't trust him with a lightsaber anymore. That's the closest thing he gets to flashlight.
I know.
To
And I love that
pretend it's
too.
a lightsaber.
Well, the way that he was like introducing himself to Luke and R2-D2, for like Katie walked in, my wife at that time, to watch the movie, and she's like, "Oh, Yoda's in this." I'm like, I don't know if it is Yoda. It might be like another
Another Yoda.
Another little Yoda, but maybe it's not, because he says he's gonna lead him to Yoda. So it took me like 15 minutes to be like, oh yeah, I think that's Yoda.
That's
actually.
like every Jedi in these movies is just like, oh, Obi-Wan. I know Obi-Wan. It's me. Or it's like, Yoda is like, Yoda, I take you to him, I will.
I'm Yoda.
Me. It's me. I did notice, though, what I think made Yoda less annoying in this, for me, is that he didn't do so much backward speak.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He did do it in here and there, but otherwise, like, there wasn't a need for him to really speak all that backwards talk.
Yep.
Which I was like, okay, this is making it a lot more bearable.
And, like, in a way, I almost kind of wish they made him speak normally in the prequels, where it's like, you get to hear where he's speaking backwards all the time, where you're like, what happened to you? Like, now you're speaking backwards? Like, I don't know, like... Yeah, like everything that like prequels on is built so based on these movies. Like I almost would have liked it more if it's like Yoda just seemed like a normal speaking, intelligent goblin person.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you get to Dagobah where he's speaking backwards and fighting a droid over flashlights where you're like, what a fucking mess. Like, compared to what I know you as, you're a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and this is the hope of the Jedi. This is like the last bit of hope.
Literally a new hope.
Yeah. This is the last bit of hope that the Jedi have to have a resurgence.
Yeah.
And it's a backwards speaking, weird, insane goblin that used to know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of that, but it's because everything was built is so ass backwards. It's like, okay, I get it, but still, like, imagine if like the prequels are made first, where Yoda is so intelligent to where now he can't even speak properly. Like he speaks like how fucking Johnny, like, Johnny 5 speaks when he gets his fucking shit kicked in.
Call back.
Oh, God. I do like... Okay, while we're still on the Yoda train and Obi-Wan's Force Ghost shows up, and, like, they ask Luke, is like, well, what are you gonna do here? Your friends are in trouble. You probably should continue your training. The future's not set in stone. They'll get themselves out of this.
Yeah.
I should probably go to them. I really think that's a bad idea. I think they'll be fine. Again, the future's not set in stone. Yoda can't even see it. He probably knows. He's crazy. He probably knows what he's talking about, though. He knows his Jedi shit. I'm still gonna go. If I could just reiterate again. I really don't think you should. You should probably still train. You're not that good.
Yeah.
You're not great. You can barely lift a rock.
This is why I love the ending so much, though. Mm-hmm. Is like,
oh yeah, if you go, you will fail,
dude. That whole, I think my favorite lightsaber battle out of any movie is this one.
Yes, I agree.
Between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, because Darth Vader is not even fucking trying in this.
No, he's doing it one-handed at a point.
And I love it. I love it but it tells so much based on that one story where Luke is trying so hard to defeat Darth Vader, not knowing that he's his father.
Yeah. And
Darth Vader is not trying because he's his father.
Yeah.
And that's the whole fucking story of the entire thing. Like, even down to where it's like, I'm going to freeze him in carbonite because maybe I can turn him to the dark side. He wants to freeze him in carbonite because he knows he won't die based on the fact that Han Solo did. Like, that's why they tested it.
Yep. Yeah.
They tested it because, like, he's still alive. Okay, good. Now I can put my son in that so I can coax him into the dark side as opposed to try and do it here.
Yeah.
Like, you can see how much he cares based on the small things he does throughout the entire lightsaber battle.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. I love the ending of this.
Yeah. I love that Luke is just hacking away and doing nothing.
Yeah.
And Darth Vader is just like almost gliding through this fight.
Yeah.
Not a care in the world.
He could kill him at any time.
Yeah.
He could have killed him at any time.
Yep.
And I love it. This is my favorite lightsaber battle out of all of them. And then I think my second favorite's probably the one coming up in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, don't ruin it for me.
Okay.
No, I had in my notes that this is my favorite lightsaber battle so far.
But I'll say in a way it's kind of like the tables are turned, but it's in a completely different way. But that's why I love the prequels so much, is because they do their lightsaber battles in a way that tells a story as opposed to like making them look flashy.
Yes, exactly. There's like there's the storytelling aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just hacking away at each other
Yeah.
or makes it
doing
look like
or doing like 9 flips into
yes.
a fucking
Yeah. They had one flip in this that Luke did, and it's probably like blew everybody's mind in fucking 1980 or whatever. But yeah, I really like the lightsaber battle in this because it does tell a story.
Yeah.
And the fucking Luke loses.
Yeah.
He gets his fucking hand chopped
Yeah.
off. It's like, fuck you.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No, I was not ready. I also was not ready for the father drop in this.
See,
Really?
that must be the one thing
Yeah.
I thought you knew about this movie.
So I did know that.
Yeah.
I expected it in episode 6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like my Harrison Ford.
What do you mean he's Han Solo?
I knew the I'm Your Father's coming. I thought it was episode 6.
Okay.
So when he dropped it here, I wrote in my notes, wasn't ready for father. in caps, wasn't ready for father. I was totally blown away.
And what's cool about that, only 3 people knew about that while they filmed it. Like, George Lucas knew.
Oh, that's cool.
James Earl Jones knew. And maybe Luke? Maybe
No, he didn't know.
I can't remember.
Well, yeah, because
I remember he didn't know.
Impossible!
Yeah, because I think it was like something where it was like I think they told Mark Hamill it was a different reveal, so he could say that's impossible.
Okay. Yeah, but only like 3 people knew that reveal. They kept that super secret.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. And the fact that then the whole family dynamic thing, that like making Leia his sister, and then like the kiss earlier on, it's like, ugh. That's
But I don't
gross.
think they revealed that Leia's a sister till Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, they didn't reveal it in this one.
Are you sure?
I didn't.
Yeah.
hear
They
it.
said there. Oh, maybe not. I know they said there is another in this, and they say Leia.
Yeah, because Yoda says no, there's another as he's taking off, but they don't say it's Leia.
Okay. They must have had it in mind, though, just to make sure that they don't do more incestuous shit after that, and they have him, like, Han Solo be the love interest for Leia.
Well, because I have it early in my notes here. Luke is really happy to kiss his sister.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He doesn't
With
know
his
it yet, but he's really
hand
happy.
behind his head and everything, like, oh, yeah, I'm getting laid tonight.
Incestuous.
I just got out of that Bacta tank. I'm fucking ready to go.
Yeah, what was that Austin Powers, like, weird water tank thing? They didn't even do anything with it. They just had him in it, and then he, like, gets sucked up, and then he's cool.
Yep, in that fucking diaper that he was wearing.
Yep, should have been red.
Should have been that red diaper, came in a revolver.
Again, Harrison Ford as Han Solo is fucking amazing in this.
Great.
Just, I think my favorite scenes in this are just the random scenes where, like, he's trying to fix the Millennium Falcon, and he just starts losing his
The
shit.
whole movie.
Like, what are you doing grabbing this? Like, he's just like...
I have here that Han and Chewie are my favorite odd couple.
Yeah.
Like, all the fixing scenes.
Yeah.
Like, they just throw shit at each other.
Yeah.
We're taking off. You're taking all this shit apart. What the fuck? Like he's yelling at Chewie, and Chewie's like, "Arr!" Like he's just like fucking like losing his shit.
But they're on Hoth and Chewie's doing repairs to it or whatever.
Like, why'd you take this apart? We're taking it.
Trying to get out of here. What are you doing? Put that back together.
Even when like Luke's trying to say goodbye because he's about to like go take on all the fucking Imperial walkers, and Han Solo's like. There's like this droid's trying to hey, shut up a minute. I'm trying to talk to Luke. Like, he's just like, he's so rude to things that are not like Luke or Leia.
But he doesn't even get to that point right away because Luke is standing there for a minute and Han Solo's still like, why don't you put that all over there and then we'll get that. Well, hold on a minute. Luke, what do you want? You leaving? Okay, hold just a second. Yeah, put that stuff up over there. Okay, we're gonna repair that later. Chewie, what do you got going on? Are you going, Luke? Okay, we'll see you. Have a safe trip or whatever.
No, they didn't even really say goodbye to each other. He's like, I'm still fixing the Millennium Falcon. Everyone's fucking shit up. I gotta fix this thing.
And even then, he's like, all right, here we go. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's not my fault. I didn't. What do you want from me?
And that's one of my favorite things throughout the entire movie is the ongoing trend that the fucking hyperspeed never works.
Yeah.
Where he's like, okay, now I got it. And he's like, what the fuck?
Like 3 different times.
I even loved it when Lando tries it. Punch it. It's not my fault. I don't know. I thought they fixed it. Fuck. And everyone gets just up out of their chairs. And like, who's driving the thing when they're being attacked by the Empire and they're still trying to fix the hyperdrive? Who is on the... Chewie's getting like wrenches dropped on him or whatever.
There's that one time where like Han tries it and like Chewie just goes fucking insane. Like, he's like throwing his fist around and shit like he's pissed. It was like, I thought you fixed it, you fucking idiot.
That's a great ongoing joke. It's perfect.
I liked the sneak peek at Darth's head.
Oh, when he's just that egg?
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, I love that too.
And just thinking like how they had to backtrack on that to do episodes 1 through 3 when they do like the fire pit scene or whatever, the lava.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think one of my complaints about this is that like I'm not a big fan of Darth Vader being like the all-around boss of everybody.
Yeah.
I kind of like when he's like under another person's thumb.
Yeah. I mean, they show... I think this is the first time they show the Emperor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then this, they actually had... I think they used, like... This is, like... They used, like, the CG to, like, make it, like, look like the actual Emperor.
Yeah, they actually used...
I think in
Ian
the...
McDermott, is that his name?
Yeah, because in the original one, they gave him, like, weird bug eyes.
Yeah, so the original one used, like, it was a mix-up between a chimpanzee and a real person or something like that to make him look really weird.
See original movie.
It looks jarring.
It's weird as fuck. Because I remember seeing it, and they gave him like weird like bug eyes, but he still has the hood, but it's like weird bug eyes and like a real small mouth.
Yeah. It looks way jarring. Like, I almost expected to see that, and it's like, no, it's like the Emperor from like episode 3.
Yeah, from episode 3, pretty much. Yeah.
But yeah, it's you can find pictures of it, just like first appearance of Emperor and Empire or whatever like that, and it's like these weird fucking bug eye makeup over like an old person's face. It is messed up looking.
It's fucked up looking. Because I remember watching it as a kid, and I'm like, what the? That's the Emperor?
Yeah, this movie should have been like Star Wars : Darth Vader kills a lot of people. Like, he chokes out every admiral in sight.
Because even in the original one, like he chokes people but never kills them.
Yeah.
In this, he kills everybody that does not do their job right. Where I'm like,
first one, he does virtual homicide.
Like
through the screen.
He doesn't even lift his hand. He's just like, "You're done."
Yeah,
You're done, fucker.
he just stares really hard at their neck. That's how he chokes them.
Yeah. And the guy next to him's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then
Admiral Piat.
Yeah, I love he goes from captain to admiral in that split second.
Yep.
That happens like 2 other times in this movie. It's like, oh my god.
It's like an ongoing trend where it's like, I don't know, like I missed Grand Moff Tarkin a little bit.
Yeah.
In this, just kind of like being that voice of reason, where I like Darth Vader as a villain, but I like the fact that he's held under someone that has more logic to their understanding.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what kind of makes me like him more in Return of the Jedi coming up, because that's where, spoiler, the Emperor does show up in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, it's ruined for me now.
Yeah.
But like
he almost seems like a character we will see later in the Disney ones. Why am I spacing on his fucking name?
Kylo Ren?
Kylo Ren, thank you.
Yeah.
I almost like gave away the spoiler name to it.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to do that. But Kylo Ren, he's like moody and impulsive.
Yeah. But I almost like that, where it's like he's this all-powerful being, but he's still subservient.
Yeah.
And I like that version of him more than being like the all-powerful boss, where people are just like, I tried Vader, and then he just fucking chokes them, and then it's like, well, now you're the new one. And it's like,
don't get choked.
yep, well, don't fuck up or I'm gonna choke you. Even down to where when the guy's like, "I'll take responsibility. I fucked up." We're like, then don't.
Yeah, you're
Put
gonna
it
fucking
fucking-
somebody else.
Yeah. You're a terrible fucking person. That's a terrible idea to fucking admit that you fucked up to Darth
Yeah.
Vader.
Yeah.
Now I'll say though, I liked Darth Vader in this one and how much of a badass he came out as.
I am split on that because I do like that he is super formidable in this.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like him as almost like somebody else's attack dog.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying for sure. I
Yeah.
like that too. But I do like that he came off as more of like what in my head going into this Star Warantine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate.
Yeah.
This he came out more
Yep.
as the
Yep.
ultimate bad guy.
No,
That's
I
true.
I get that. But I don't know. Even like down to like how you talked about like, Kylo Ren in the ones upcoming. Like, I just like the idea of like people that are like very deep in the dark side of the Force, but are the leaders, still have enough wherewithal to be like, my apprentice is going to be kind of dumb, so I'm gonna like make sure that I establish leaders above them to make sure that they don't fuck up what I've already built.
Yeah. I don't see Darth Vader as that though.
No, not like that, but like he's still impulsive,
Yeah.
and it's
like this whole movie he's out to just find Luke.
yeah, that's
Like
it.
that's his only thing he wants to
That's
do.
it. Yeah, for sure. But like, even in a way, I kind of like that he's alone in that idea where it's like he doesn't have someone to be like, why are you so set on this Luke guy? Let's just try and fucking kill the
Yeah.
rebels.
Yeah.
But because there's no other leader to keep him in place, he's like, let's find Luke. Let's find Luke.
Oh, you didn't do it? You're dead.
Yeah.
You didn't do it? You're dead.
Yeah. Like he's willing to kill off the entire like upper echelon of the Empire because they didn't find his son.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like it's that little bit of like I'm gonna kill off like my side of the group because they didn't find my son, so I can turn him to my side and I can actually have a son.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Or bad. Whatever you think.
I didn't care for Lando.
Oh, didn't you?
Really?
No.
That was my next question. Is like, what'd you think of Lando?
No, I didn't care for him. His planet looks super civilized. Like his planet's the most like upstanding looking planet that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
It's not even really a planet.
No,
it's just like this
it's just
platform.
like it's pretty much like a spaceship that's a city.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It looks like super like
Yeah.
high tech, super in the future.
Yeah.
I didn't care for Lando though.
Okay. I'm not shitting on that opinion. On this watch, because we just watched Solo so close to each other,
Yeah.
I thought Donald Glover did a great job doing
Oh,
a
totally.
Lando like impersonation.
Totally.
Yes.
Totally.
I
Yes.
was like, man, that is even closer than I even remembered. Like that.
Yeah.
That was super
Yeah,
good.
he definitely did his fucking homework.
Yeah. So also, I just want to give like some fun facts about Cloud City, what they're on. So in the original cut, before the special editions came out, all the background stuff that you see going on in Cloud City, like behind all the moving stuff going on stage, quote stage, was never there. It was usually just like a white wall or like a grayed out window.
Oh, yeah.
And in the special editions, they cut all those out and put like CG stuff behind it. So you get to see like Cloud City moving and working.
Oh my god! I
which
want
I
to see these originals.
so
so
what,
bad.
I think that is the best addition
Yeah, I agree.
to the
Oh, yeah.
this one
I
than
agree.
anything else because like
It looks
it's-
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can kind of tell sometimes that it's like, yeah, this is like 90s CGI, but it's not like a central focus.
Yeah.
It's going on in the background.
No,
Like,
I agree because I think I remember actually watching like the original ones as a kid and being like, "Is this a house? Does he live in a
it's
house?"
kind of plain going
Yeah,
on
like
in here.
does he live in a house in Cloud City? Like you don't get the idea that he runs it, but in this, like you get the idea that he runs Cloud City.
Yeah. It's a lot bigger of a scope, especially when he
Yeah.
pulls out that mic and he's like, "This is Lando Calrissian, blah 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 blah."
Yeah,
and
you
even
see-
pulls
yeah,
out to like
the
being
entire fucking city's like, look, oh shit.
yeah, and that was
we better get
never in
fuck
the
outta
original
here.
cuts.
Yeah.
I should say, let me rephrase that. I didn't care for him. I think I would have cared even less about him if I didn't see him in the Han movie.
Okay, I
Solo.
can see
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Because I felt like that gave a good background on him.
yeah.
Okay.
But if I just didn't. Did they really get into him at all?
Not a whole lot, but like not to ruin some stuff coming forward, but he comes back.
Is he in 6?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not just here and gone. Like he's an addition to the whole series.
Okay.
Yep.
But-
him and his best friend Nien the Noob.
Nub.
Oh my god. Cole, I think you're gonna love Nien the Noob.
I can't wait.
He's one of Dinosaur Neil's favorite characters.
I can't wait.
He is the Chewbacca to Lando Calrissian.
Yeah.
Okay, is it gonna take over my love for Jar Jar?
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
Okay, all right.
We'll
see.
see. We'll
Time
see.
will tell.
Okay, because I still miss my Jar Jar Binks.
I miss Nien and Noob.
I think coming from the watching in continuity, I think knowing a little bit more about Lando and then seeing him in this, I almost think the double cross in this even is more apparent. That you're like, oh shit, like, yeah, Lando does know Han Solo, and even when he's like, okay, yeah, you can land here, it's like, oh my god, like he still sold him out to the Empire? That motherfucker!
Yeah.
What a piece of shit!
Yep.
I mean, he does have a change of heart, but still at the same time, it's like, you got here first, you got here before you, man. It's like, that's all it takes?
Yeah.
You shithead! You piece of shit!
But in the same sense, it's like you see kind of the relationship in the Solo movie where it's like, hey, I mean, whoever does the best comes out ahead in the long run.
Yeah.
Like even down to where like when Han Solo wins the Millennium Falcon from him, it's like they have a respect for each other, but it's not down to where it's like I'm not gonna sacrifice.
I don't respect you as a man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's not one of those things where it's like, I mean, if something comes along where it's like I'm gonna pay you all the money in the world to kill this guy, he's not gonna turn it down.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even like down to where it's like watching the Solo movie. Like if someone came up to Han Solo and was like, "Hey, kill Lando Calrissian, I'll give you all the money in the world," that Han Solo would have fucking done it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that like Han Solo's now been part of the Rebel Alliance, and now that he's kind of smitten with Princess Leia, like that never even crossed his mind.
Yeah.
That's not who Lando is.
Right.
Like Lando is Han Solo if Han Solo never became part of the Rebel Alliance.
And wears a sweet cape.
Yeah.
The cape is pretty sweet.
The cape is fucking baller. I love the cape. Love the cape.
Love the cape.
Hashtag love the cape.
Yes.
Did they, by name, mention Boba Fett in this?
Oh, I don't know by name.
Because I noticed, like, the different looking stormtrooper in there, right? Of course.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's just a weird looking stormtrooper. It must be somebody from a different planet or something, a general or whatever. Watching the Family Guy episode, they call out Boba Fett.
Okay.
And I was like, holy shit, that's who that was. It was Boba Fett.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, no, I don't have really anything.
All right,
Go
so here's my whole thing. That one of the big theories going on around online is that Boba Fett is the one that killed Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru from the first one, because when Darth Vader gathers all the bounty hunters together, and he gets them to try and find Luke and Han and Leia and shit like that. When he gets to Boba Fett, he says, "No disintegrations," and points right at him. That insinuates that Boba Fett was on the trail of the droids that had the Death Star plans, and when he got to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, he disintegrated them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's briefly shown in episode 4.
Yeah, briefly.
Is he?
Like one shot of him.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Yep.
And then that was enough to like incite enough for it. Between episode 4 and this, there's a Star Wars holiday special where there's a whole animated sequence with him in it.
Why didn't we watch this?
And that's where he was initially seen with like his disintegration ray. And then in episode 5, this one, he's more in there with a group of bounty hunters,
right,
trying to track him down, and it shows his ship for the first time. Actually, in this one, the first time when they're like attached to the Star Destroyer, which I really like to like evade their tracking or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, they're gonna dump their garbage and we'll just like trail off with the garbage.
That's really cool. I love that part.
That's a super fucking smart, and that also harkens back to Solo, where he's like, yeah, I used to be with the Empire. Like he knows how they work.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, damn, I didn't know I'd like Solo so much in retrospect.
It's a good movie. I really liked it.
Like I didn't hate it, but I'm like I'm appreciating it more as it goes on. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, they thought about more than I thought. But then like also
Better than Rogue One.
fucking Boba Fett also thought about almost the same wavelength. He's like, I'm kind of
Yeah.
gonna hide out here too and
Yeah.
see if
He
anything.
just hides in the garbage.
Yeah, they dump him with it. So and then he follows them out,
Yeah.
which is cool. But if their question is, do they name him by name? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't.
I didn't hear it if they did.
He had to have a name actually by now, but I don't know if they say it. I know they do in the next one.
Yeah, they definitely
Okay.
call him Boba Fett in the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, otherwise, like,
Yeah.
not sure.
Also, his ship's name is Slave One, which is really...
Yeah. I like that. I like the ship. I also find it weird how that ship works to, like, sit in to take off. Because you have to almost, like, lay down to sit down, and then it takes
yeah.
off, and then you're finally sitting up to be vertical.
Yeah.
And then taking off. I think it's, like, an odd design for a ship.
I don't know. That's one of the intrigues of Boba Fett.
And
Until
he
he
doesn't
fucking-
want him to be disintegrated this
Until
time.
he Wilhelm screams into a fucking Sarlacc pit. At the end.
Yeah.
Plug my ears.
Sorry.
Plug my ears.
Any more questions?
Too many
Cole?
goddamn pigeons are inside
No,
me.
I have that Darth's breathing sounds like a frustrated dad.
Yeah.
like, like when the kids do something. No, I don't have any more questions. I didn't like the ending.
The downer ending?
Yeah.
See, maybe just because when I first saw all these, they were all out at the same time.
Yeah.
Like 4, 5, and 6. I appreciate the downer ending for a possible uplift on the third part.
Yeah, knowing
Sure.
knowing where it's gonna go in the next one, I like this ending.
But
Okay.
I mean, not knowing that and having like, oh, Luke got his hand cut off. Han Solo's kind of fucked in that block. Like,
Yeah.
where are we in all this? The Empire kind of won this round. That is a bit of a downer ending.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kind of sucks. But I guess going forward, gonna go see the next one. You'll be like, okay, that's kind of a
Yeah.
cool that it's like a bit of a dip, so you get the heroes a bit of a rise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how the Indiana Jones trilogy went too, where Temple of Doom is kind of like, ooh, like a real dark downturn to go to like Last Crusade, where they introduce Sean Connery and it's a fun romp.
Junior.
We named the dog Indiana.
Who was the lead actor in those?
Harrison Ford. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, did you not know that either?
No, I knew that one. I'm bullshitting everybody.
But no, like not to be much of a spoiler, but it's like it leads into one of my favorite parts of the next movie coming up. The fact like all this Han Solo shit leads into like some of my favorite shit leading into the next one.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, I love the ending to this just based on the fact that like they know, like it almost kind of feels like they know that they're gonna get a next one, and it's left in a way where you want to know what happens in the next one.
Yeah. But at the same time, nobody was contracted for a next one either. So
Yeah.
if Harrison Ford couldn't make it,
Yeah.
he's got an out. You
Yeah.
know, which is kind of cool. Like, I wish they would still do movies like that, where
But-
you
in a
didn't
way-
hear Hollywood
Yeah.
gossip like they're
Yeah.
signed on for 3 movies, so you know he's gonna be back.
I know, it's so weird that it's like this one feels like it's set up so well for a sequel as opposed to when we get into the next ones where it's like, where did you expect to go from here?
So from what I've gathered so far,
we'll get into that in the next trilogy.
7, 8, and 9 suck balls.
No,
What?
well,
We'll
no,
see.
Okay.
We'll see.
No, I'm
We'll
gonna
That's
say
the vibe I'm getting
We'll
from
see.
you guys.
yeah.
We'll see.
There's parts that I disagree with, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no
We'll see.
overall.
Okay.
Overall.
Alright.
Just chill out. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You don't. So Just chill out, okay?
We'll see. We'll see.
Grades. What are we grading Empire?
Man,
All right, I'll start.
go for it.
B.
All right.
A B. Now, I gave episode 4 an A. Real close to an A+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is a solid B.
If we want an update on all of our scores, you gave it A, JT gave it A+, and I gave it an A
Okay.
for the last one.
Okay.
Okay. This one is a B. I got real bored with the whole Yoda scene.
Okay.
When Luke is learning the Force. I got
Yep.
super bored. Every time they would go back to that, I was like, come on. Can we just move on already?
Okay.
And then the beginning fight at Hoth was very time-consuming as well, I thought.
Okay.
I thought that if they could have sped up both of those scenes and cut it like 20 minutes out of the movie, would have made it much faster paced. I
Yeah.
would have been more into it throughout.
Okay.
Not a bad movie at all.
Nope.
Really good. Really good. I can see where this one was like very highly touted. Mm-hmm. But for me, watching everything in order now, a B.
Well, very good.
Fair enough.
Do you want to go?
I'll go.
All right, go.
You know what, Cole? You're reading my mind this whole night. I'm gonna go
man.
with a B again.
All right.
I think it's like I said, like I feel like it's not as strong as a lot of people tout it to be. Like especially coming off of the first Star Wars, where I feel like it takes these strengths of every movie and like projects them tenfold with the three of them together, C-3PO and R2-D2 together. It all melds together in a way where it's super entertaining, and then in this one, they separate it to where I feel like they don't flex the strengths of all of them together. But like I said before, I like the beginning. I think Hoth is really interesting, like the fact they're on an ice planet, like in a place that like you haven't seen before in Star Wars. And then at the end with like what I consider probably the best lightsaber battle in all of Star Wars, with like Luke trying his hardest and Darth Vader being like, I'm fucking trying. I'm like not even
fucking
trying.
trying.
Yeah, I'm not even trying, but I'm doing it because I care about you, kind of thing. Like I love the beginning, I love the end. The middle is very so. So because of that, I'll give it a B.
See, I graded this A New Hope an A last time, in room for an A+ for an Emperor. The Empire Strikes Back. What am I? I almost said Emperor's New Groove.
Different movie.
But I'm gonna have to go down the other way. I'm not gonna rate it a B. I think I'm gonna go A-. I still really like the movie.
Okay.
But I felt like it didn't strike me as much as I thought it was going to. I
Yeah.
really thought I was gonna give it that A+ because it's touted as the best one.
Yeah.
And there were some things I didn't feel like it worked as well as A New Hope.
Yeah.
There you go. A-.
Okay.
Still enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And just having retrospect of knowing what comes after, I
Yeah.
think helps. But there you go. A-.
I know. Like after watching Empire this time, where I was slightly disappointed, I'm very curious where I'm gonna land watching Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. With rose-colored glasses on, I really like Return of the Jedi. And if you talk to hardcore Star Wars nerds, like the original ones, Return of the Jedi is the worst one in their eyes by far.
Yeah.
Not to like paint a picture for you before you even see it.
Which means I'll love it.
But like it's their least favorite one of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still, I think, better than some of the other ones that came after those.
But with all that being said, are you looking forward to Return of the Jedi?
Oh my God, you guys have made me a Star Wars fan.
I'm so glad we could have done that.
I am
Good.
so looking forward to episode 6. Like, if I could and I had nothing to do, which I don't have anything to do, but I don't want to do this right now, I would watch all of them tomorrow. Just to go through, because I am loving this.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, JT, could I give you the feat of wrapping up the show? Because I have to go use the bathroom so bad.
I have to as well, but I will let you go first.
Very good. Have fun.
All right. So, you can find me at Buggy for Everyone on Twitter, also Buggy for Everyone on Instagram, Buggy for Everyone on Snapchat. C. Havens, where can they talk to you about the wonders that is Star Wars?
Well, they can find me. Oh, first off, I am hoping that next week we also get joined by the oldest man alive
Oh my god, yeah.
for episode
Oldest
6.
Man Alive for the retelling of the oldest trilogy alive.
Yeah, absolutely. It only makes sense. If you want to talk to me about Star Wars, which please do, you can find me at Coach Havens on Twitter.
You can also find us at Review Pod on Twitter. Also find us on reviewpod@gmail.com. Send us your emails. What do you think of us talking about Star Wars? What do you think about us talking about other droids on the planet Earth through Short Circuit 2? What do you think of us talking about dudes making a bunch of money in Bruce's Millions? That's next week. Just find us. Talk to us. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. I don't do this as well as Troy. He's peeing right now. I'm 3 goddamn pigeon porters deep. They have fucking 8.2% alcohol by volume. So check us out. Be with us. Sea Havens.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to the most coming up in the Star Wars saga?
Man, I am looking forward to this new character that you guys have told me about. This Nanu, Nanu, Robin Williams, Mork and Mindy. Like, Nanu, is Robin Williams gonna come on?
He's not in. I wish he was in this.
Oh, I wish. God, I could use some Mork and Mindy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to moving on from episode 6 because I know zero about 7, 8, and 9.
Really?
I know absolutely.
Being the more recent trilogy.
This is how much I didn't give a shit about Star Wars before this whole project started. If I heard the words Star Wars on TV, my ears turned off. Somehow I hit a switch and my ears closed.
I'm very curious. And given our schedule, after this one, we're gonna jump into a little bit of a TV series.
Are we talking Mandalorian?
Yeah, so you can see Baby Yoda.
I'm excited for Baby Yoda.
All right, there you go. So
can I buy a Baby Yoda to sit in on the podcast?
I haven't talked to Troy yet, but I think just to make it movie length, I think we're gonna do the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian.
Sweet.
As an episode, just to see if we can get you even hooked on it. To see if you watch it from then on, because it does take place between Return of the Jedi and the upcoming trilogy.
Okay. All right. No, I'm looking forward to all of it. 'Cause like I said, I know nothing.
There you go.
After episode 6.
There you go. So let us know. Let us know at reviewpod@gmail.com. What other things do you want us to watch Star Wars possibly that old Hot Take Havens could watch?
Or do you want us to watch Love Guru?
Or yeah. The best Star Wars movie ever, The Love Guru.
Are you guys still wrapping the show? What is happening?
I was waiting for you. Anyways,
how far did you get?
I think I said the email and I said our Twitter, and then I lost.
For Christ's sake!
You just carried on.
And I didn't know where to go from there.
You can find me at Troy to the Max on Twitter. You can find us both at Review Pod on Twitter. There, vote for the Tournament of Random Movies. You do that yet?
Yeah, it's Superman versus Paranormal Activity.
You can find us on every podcasting platform there is. You want to write in the show, reviewpod@gmail.com.
Hold on, can we talk more about Star Wars?
Yeah, of course.
I'm so goddamn lost without you, Troy.
Oh my God.
This is probably the longest Star Warranty episode we've done. We're almost like an hour and 20 minutes.
This is what happens when we're all back in studio.
Well, we've got all that continuity now wrapped up in each other. We can play on riffs on
true.
this, on previous knowledge.
It's fucking true.
How long do you think we're going to talk about once we get to the Rise of Skywalker?
How long are we going to talk about Bruce's Millions?
Oh my God, hopefully not long at all. I want Eric in and out of here.
Get the fuck out of here!
He's sitting around for episode 6 too.
Oh, I know
You
it.
smell like a fucking nursing home, Eric. Get the fuck out of here!
Georgie.
Oh my god. Anyway, that's the show. That's the show,
Oh my
folks.
god. So yeah, join us for our next show where we talk about Brewster's Millions with Eric and Cole harassing Eric.
Old fart.
And then
Old
come a week later, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Closing out the original trilogy.
Closing the original trilogy, leading into what I said. We possibly watch the first 2 episodes of The Mandalorian and see
Okay.
if we can get Cole hooked
Okay.
through those.
I think you'll like them. I just
Yeah.
listened to the theme of The Mandalorian the other day. Oh, hot one. It's a hot one.
It's good. It's good.
It's very good.
So there you go. Star Warantine going hot and heavy.
Coming at you hot.
Brewster's Millions coming at ya.
But until we get to Brewster's Millions, I've been short of the Max Extreme.
I want the show to end so bad.
So for Hot Take Havens, we are off.